Hi guys. So I wanted to talk a little bit about tanning, of course, and today specifically about brain tanning, specifically brain tanning furs. Um, for those of you who do know me, and for those who don't, I will just say that tanning can be intimidating. It can be difficult, and I have been chewed up and spit out by this craft 100 million times. um, I think it's the most masochistic craft and really almost like alchemy that I've ever encountered. That's probably why I've stuck with it, because it's really difficult. I like to grab on to things that are really, really difficult. So just to start off, most of you probably know me as like a huge vegetable tanner. I've just dedicated almost all of myself to vegetable tanning over the last 3 to 4 years, I guess. But I started learning tanning with brain tanning and brain tanning buckskins using Matt Richards' book, which it's in the other room. I don't have it. But Deerskins into Buckskins by Matt Richards. And then other resources like the Stephen Edholm Tamara Wilder book, The Ancient Art of Brain Tanning, and Jim Riggs' book, Blue Mountain Buckskin, which is actually on dry scrape method of tanning buckskin, which I didn't actually go that route. I think I tried dry scraping a deer hide for about 5 minutes and busted right through it. And I was like, okay, that's enough of that. We can't have that happening. So I started with brain tan because it was really the only type of tanning that I had heard of. It was the only thing I could find resources on. Specifically, buckskin, I think, is the most written about form of tanning, brain tanning buckskin. There's numerous books on it. There's many people who teach it. You can find classes. You can even find online classes nowadays. Matt Richards has a DVD video series on it too. So it's really accessible. It's still very difficult. Me and my ex-partner at the time, when we were trying to learn buckskin, with Matt Richards' book and all the other books, and even Matt Richards' DVD, I swear, I think it took 1.5 years of masochism, for me at least, to feel like we would start to get some consistency with coming out with actually soft tanned buckskin. So I was pretty hard-headed about it. Like it was not an easy road for me. So sometimes I do envy those people that can go to a buckskin class now for the first time, and still very difficult and put in a lot of work and a lot of labor and a lot of love, and come out at the end of the week with a lovely tanned buckskin. I'm like, oh, that took me 1.5 years with help and books and resources. But I don't know. Maybe the longer, more hard-won something is, the longer, I don't know, the deeper it is in your heart. I don't know. It's probably not true. So I just wanted to talk about brain tan furs, which was the first method of fur tanning I started with, because I started with brain tan. I eventually, after a couple years, abandoned brain tanning furs because I wasn't getting great results, and I was frustrated. And I really just ran with vegetable tanning. When I say vegetable tanning, I'm talking about the method of tanning that sometimes people call bark tanning, tannin tanning, sometimes just tanning, or vegetable tanning. That all is talking about the exact same method. It's tanning hides using plant tannins, usually in like a tea form, like a bucket full of a really, 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 really strong tea of oak bark or sumac leaves or something like that. And actually, yeah, and that's where we get deer leathers, it looks something like this. You know, they're dark in color. They are supple. Oh, it's supple leather, but firm, tough. You know, something you can make shoes, bags, belts, sturdy material out of. It can have different colors to it. You know, there's a shiny side, and then there's a rough side. We call this the grain side. It's that shiny, smooth surface, and this the flesh side, or the membrane side. And you can also tan furs using the vegetable tanning method, which I do a lot of. I don't know if I have any within reach. They're everywhere. There's bags and bags full. Let's see. Okay, here's been some of my stash from this week. Yeah, so here's a rabbit, a domestic rabbit, which is the European species of rabbit people raise for meat. Vegetable tanned. You can see that with something like a rabbit, vegetable tan is actually, it's still dark in color. Doesn't have to be. It can be extremely light beige, depending on what plant you use. But it's extremely soft. And that's just because it's such a thin skin to begin with. I don't know if it's focusing. Right, there's no crunchy noises. It's very soft, it's very lightweight. And they don't always come out that way. It depends on the thickness of the skin, the species of the animal, you know, like what the spirits are saying that week. There's huge variability. Here's this little groundhog. It's a little baby groundhog. And the hair is so beautiful. It's like black underneath, just so cool. Surprisingly soft because he was so little. A dog hunted him, so I made some stew and tanned the hide. You can see this leather is a little bit firmer. You know, it's not as floppy and supple as a rabbit fur gets, but still as supple as this fur will soften into. Like, you can't get it any softer. There's no definites, but to me, this is, for my perfectionist self, this is a fully softened, vegetable tanned groundhog. Just another visual. I know some of you are probably sick of me showing off my rabbit shirt because I'm so in love with it, and it took me so much labor this last summer. You know, I sewed this, and it was like 4 years in the dreaming of this garment for me to vegetable tan, specifically domestic rabbit furs in the way that I wanted to. Super, super soft and supple, but strong enough to be the furs for a garment proper, not just a lining inside a boot or inside a hat, for it to be the structure of the garment proper. And it took me like 3 or 4 years of just tanning my brains out, vegetable tanning furs my brains out, to feel like, okay, I got this. I really got this now. But just to show you, you know, this is heavier than if it were a brain tanned garment, a little bit heavier, but overall still pretty lightweight. It's a long sleeve, cold weather garment, made out of 9 rabbit furs of different batches from different years of tanning them. So that's why they're different colors, because they were tanned with different plants. I just want you to see, like, this whole garment I can just like shove up into a little ball. It's so, like, it's just so soft. And rabbit furs don't always turn out that way. But yeah, so I'm showing you that it's not that vegetable tanning